Kidding is a new show on Showtime that actually just finished its first season. And the basic premise of it is that what if Mr. Rogers had a mental breakdown after one of his sons was killed in a car crash? And, the main character is Jim Carrey. And it's an interesting show.
You are not a real person. You are a man in a box. You're a trusted brand. No one sees a man.
So Kidding was initially on my radar, but I kind of forgot about it. And then I saw they were having like a marathon, and I recorded all of them and watched them, and then recorded the rest of the series and watched them week by week. And I liked it a lot. Like, there's some really good moments. There's some interesting, delving into death and kind of what it can do to a person, and even what like having your family in business and being a character on TV that can be that's like beyond yourself, what it can do to a person when what happens in your real life would affect the character you're playing on TV. And it has a lot of really interesting things to say. And I liked a lot of the things that it did. There's some episodes where they do some really crazy camera tricks and like one take shots where like to show progress of one of the characters, like that watched him and like changed her life. And they do this whole thing like years go by in like one shot, and they do other crazy things. Like each show has like a different and unique intro for Kidding, and they have different things that they set up something that that's not going to be good, and they keep going, and each episode is kind of like a Chekhov's gun kind of like hanging over all of them, or like you're waiting for the other shoe to fall, and you're wondering how bad it's going to be. And they do a lot of it's funny, but it's more dark. Like every comedy is darkly comedic, like very dark. But they do a lot of really interesting stuff. And I like, that it's kind of like descent into madness. And the only thing is, it's weird, this character is like, Jim Carrey playing Jeff Pickles. Like, he's supposed to be kind of perfect. And, you're in the middle of the series. Like he's kind of going a little crazy, but he's still good. And you're not supposed to care about this. But at one point, a little bit of a spoiler, but he murders a bird, a parrot. And it's like this person, because it's swearing, he murders it. And the show treats it like nothing. Like, later the characters, Tara Lipinski, they're doing like a pickles on ice thing. And Jim Carrey's father, played by Frank Langanella, is like trying to expand the brand because he's worried that his son's going crazy, so they have to find a way for the brand to live without the actual character that is the brand. But they she has a bird, and there's some funny stuff with that, but like at some point, I'm like, he gets in there and you see him and he grabs the bird and like kills it, and it's like, you just killed a bird? And like, I'm a bird owner. I've had I have a cockatiel, and I've had her for like 25 years or something like that. There's a lot of personality with birds, especially parrots. And it's like, it'd be one thing if that was like he was crazy and he was doing it because he's going crazy, but the show treated it like it was nothing. Like, they wouldn't do that if it was a cat or a dog. They wouldn't have done it. But because of the bird, they thought no one would care. He murdered it. And it's an odd choice. But after that, like, they do other crazy things. You see him going crazier. And I like what they did, towards the end. But then, it's picked up for another season. So I didn't love how the show ended. It's kind of goofy. But I think, that's so you have stuff going on for next time. They didn't want to have like any sort of definitive end, so they had to have some sort of slight cliffhanger. But still, I liked a lot of the things they did. I would recommend it. But it's depressing and it's dark, and it has some comedy, but The comedy is outrageous when it does it. So I mean, it is a lot. It has a lot to offer, but it's definitely not for everyone. I think it'd be a good show to stream. I think now, but I probably give like a 7.75 out of 10. And thanks for watching. You can check out the playlist on my head or catch me in that Z over there. Thanks.